Welcome to the Weekly Option, the podcast for people interested in trading stock options. Each week, we cover trade ideas and opportunities in the stock market right now. Whether you're a beginner, a professional, or just curious about options, this is the show for you. Let's get started. Welcome to the Weekly Option. This is episode 393 on September the 19th, 2025. I'm your host, Eric, and in this week's show, we'll cover the trades from last week on Bitfarms Inc., Cipher Mining Inc., and Serve Robotics. And we discussed three new trades on Richtech Robotics Inc., Class B common stock, Quantumscape Corporation, and Riot Platforms. Now, it's always great to hear from listeners. If you have any questions about the trades presented here on the show or even about your own positions, feel free to email me. You can email questions to eric@theweeklyoption.com. That's ERIC@theweeklyoption.com. I've also created a few videos to teach you all the basics of option trading that you'll need to know to be able to follow along with me on this show. You can visit our website and click on the videos tab to watch them, or visit the YouTube channel for the Weekly Option. Now, the S&P 500 index posted a third consecutive week of gains, with both major indexes gaining more than 1% week over week. Now, this almost loses its flavor, like it loses its meaning, when we are making new all-time highs every week. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average grew 481 points, closing the week at 46,315 points. The S&P 500 index picked up 77 points, ending the week at 6,664 points. And now it's time for the topic of the week. The topic of the week is knowing your purpose. I don't necessarily like this topic, to be honest, but let me explain why. So many people get excited about Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why. I was never the biggest fan of that one. His book, Infinite Games, resonated with me far more deeply. However, it is good to take a step back sometimes and understand your actual purpose for trading. I typically don't ask myself why I'm trading. The answer would sound something like, for money, duh. The truth of it is, we all have different reasons. Even though money and the desire for more of it might be one of your reasons for trading, it might not even be the main one. If you're not aware of why you sought out trading, chances are you're going to struggle with success, or at least struggle with making money consistently. Some people trade for excitement. Some people trade in order to feel right. For some, it's just the desire to attain a life that their current career will not give them. Understanding your purpose is key to aligning your trading strategy with your goals. Another technique is to ask yourself why 7 times. The hope is that eventually this will get you all the way down to your most significant driving purpose. For instance, most people will tell you that they want to trade to get more money. The next why might lead to an answer like, so they can buy a luxury car. The next why might lead to a desire to feel successful. The next why could lead to wanting parents and friends to respect them. You get the point. As you keep asking the question why 7 times, your answers will identify your true purpose that goes far beyond just making money for trading. It gets hard to answer with each additional why as well, but definitely try to. 7 times, that's the goal. When you understand your why, you can make sure that the path you're on is aligned with your true purpose. That will give you an edge in finding strategies that align with your true purpose. So that's it for the topic of the week. Let's go ahead and get into the review of last week's trades. We're going to start off with the cover call on Bitfarms Inc., symbol B as in Bravo, I as in India, T as in Tango, F as in Foxtrot. At the time, the stock was trading for $2.25 per share. I looked at buying that stock and selling the October 2.5 call at 39 cents, hoping for a return of 28.44% in 5 weeks. Well, shares of Bitfarms jumped 87 cents, closing at $3.12 on Friday. The call option we sold gained 72 cents, leaving us with a net gain of 15 cents on the week if we were to close the trade out immediately. Of course, with stock prices above $2 per share, we stand to make more than 4 times that amount of profit at expiration, or if the call options get assigned. That means this trade is working out so far, which is great. As you know, it's important to have a plan on how and when you'll react if the stock goes lower, and you need to manage the trade if it does. So far, so good. After 1 week, no adjustments are needed at this point. Next up, we have a credit spread on Cipher Mining Inc. Symbol C as in Charlie, I as in India, F as in Foxtrot, R as in Romeo. At the time the stock was trading for $10.84 per share, I looked at selling the October 10-9 put spread at 39 cents. That could give us a maximum possible loss of 61 cents per spread. Well, shares of Cipher Mining grew $1.41, ending the week at $12.25 per share. The out-of-the-money put spread that we sold is even further out of the money. The spread has lost 14 cents, meaning we could actually close the trade out for an immediate profit right now. We are well above the break-even point, so no adjustments are needed. Of course, you can always plan on using a trailing mental stop to manage the trade earlier than the break-even point would otherwise require. For instance, I might consider adjusting the trade if the stock price were to return to our opening price of $10.84 per share. Regardless of where the stop is, it's just a reminder that we have the option to adjust early to try to lock in some profit on the trade. This one has worked out so far, no adjustments are needed at the moment as well. And our final trade from last week was a debit spread on Serve Robotics, symbol S as in Sierra, E as in Echo, R as in Romeo, V as in Victor. At the time, the stock was trading for $12.13 per share. I looked at buying the October 11-12 call spread for 55 cents. That could give us a maximum gain of 45 cents, or that's an 81.82% return in 5 weeks. Well, shares of Serve Robotics grew $1.84, ending the week at $13.97 per share. The in-the-money call spread that we bought is now even more in the money, which means we are making money on this trade. There's still a lot of time left. There's 4 weeks. So the spread hasn't appreciated significantly, but prices were clearly heading in the right direction last week. No adjustments are needed on this one either. I'll have to keep track of stock prices on all of these trades in the coming weeks, but so far things are working out. So that's it for the review of last week's trades. Today, Friday, September 19th, was options expiration for all September monthly options. The new trades on today's show will use the October 17th expiration for monthly options in October. Let's start off with the covered call. I'm looking at Richtech Robotics Inc., the Class B common share stock, symbol R as in Romeo, R as in Romeo. The stock ended the week at $4.44 per share. I'm looking at buying stock and selling the October 5 call at 60 cents. That could give us a return of 26.13% in 4 weeks. Now you enter this trade by buying stock for $4.44 per share and selling the October 5 call at 60 cents. This trade makes the most money if stock prices finish above $5 per share. The break-even price on this trade is $3.84 per share. In real terms, the stock purchase will require $444, and you'll collect $60 for selling the option. Next up, we have a credit spread on Quantumscape Corporation, symbol Q as in Quebec, S as in Sierra. The stock ended the week at $13.41 per share. I'm looking at selling the October 12-11 put spread at 36 cents. That could give us a maximum possible loss of 64 cents per spread. Now you enter this trade by selling the October 12 put at 98 cents and concurrently buying the October 11 put for 62 cents. This is a credit spread because we are selling the spread, and this trade makes the most money if stock prices expire above $12 per share. The break-even price on this trade is $11.64. In real terms, you'll receive $36 per spread that you sell and have $64 at risk. And then our final trade on today's show is going to be a debit spread on Riot Platforms, symbol R as in Romeo, I as in India, O as in Oscar, T as in Tango. The stock ended the week at $17.44 per share. I'm looking at buying the October 16-17 call spread for 63 cents. That can give us a maximum gain of 37 cents, or that's a 58.73% return in 4 weeks. Now you enter this trade by buying the October 16 call for $2.39 and concurrently selling the October 17 call at $1.76. This is a debit spread because we are buying the spread, and this trade makes the most money if stock prices expire above $17 per share. The break-even price on this trade is $16.63 per share. In real terms, you'll pay $63 to enter the spread, and your maximum gain is $37 per spread. So that's it for this week's show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for following along. I've got some fun stuff planned in the near future as we approach episode 400, which is mind-blowing for me. Thank you guys for listening. Hey, all of you day ones, you guys are amazing. Thank you for still listening and following along with me. Hey, thank you for the emails I get from you guys as well. You guys make me feel special, which is awesome. And I hope that the trades or the trading methodology that I share on this show has made you a little chunk of change along the way as well. So that's it for the show. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. And as always, happy trading. Thank you for listening to the Weekly Option Podcast. Please subscribe to our show and visit us at www.theweeklyoption.com. Disclaimer, there is a very high degree of risk involved in trading. The indicators and strategies described in this podcast are for educational purposes only and should not be construed as investment advice. For our full disclaimer, visit our website at www.theweeklyoption.com.